Hi, I'm Dave Anderson. Welcome to Leadership Training Camp. For the next 40 days, I'm going to be covering dozens of different leadership strategies and developmental aspects to help you get yourself better, build your team, and together move your organization forward. My recommendation is that you go through this series one clip at a time, one day at a time. It's not a race. You want to learn it, internalize it, and begin to apply it. And I believe after the 40 days are finished, you're going to have a much more well-rounded idea of what it takes to get you, your team, and the organization to the next level. Then I recommend you go through it again in another 90 days or so. Go through it 2 or 3 times a year. You're going to forget things, and you're going to hear things the second time through that maybe you missed at the first pass. And so, are you ready to get started? Because I am. The first topic I want to touch on here in day one is a challenge that comes up in a lot of my leadership workshops, and the challenge people have is trying to figure out, is there a difference between being a leader and a manager? In fact, a lot of people think those two words mean the same thing. I know that I did early in my management career. I thought manager, leader, same thing. Those are synonymous, right? And they're not. And if you're going to lead at the next level and really bring your leadership up to a higher performance peak, you're going to have to understand there is a difference between managing and leading. And let me just break it down for you so you can kind of evaluate yourself and make sure you're not doing something that's very common, which is over-managing and under-leading. Now, I learned many years ago the best way to break this down is simply to think of it in these terms. Think of management as the paperwork part of your job. Think of leadership as the people work part of your job. Now, that may seem like an oversimplification, but it really works fairly well. Management is very important. It involves systems, controls, processes, scheduling, forecasts, budgets. You've got to have good management systems in place or the whole place starts to fall apart. Leadership, on the other hand, is about vision and direction and creating a culture and building a team and developing people, leaving them better than you find them, learning how to motivate them, learning how to move them. And the problem is that many of us fall into this trap in our jobs is we spend so much time with the stuff. That's what I call the management part. So much time with the stuff, we don't have time for the people. And the stuff starts to edge the people out, and pretty soon we're spending far too much of our day in our offices, away from the people, not having an impact, getting dazed by data, numbed by numbers, immersed in emails, phased by phone calls, and we start to lose touch with our human assets. And the whole culture suffers as a result. And the morale and momentum does as well. Now, I don't want you to get the idea that somehow leadership is a good thing and management is a bad thing. They are equally important. It's just that you don't want to get too far over in either way. You need a good balance of both. You see, if you spend too much time leading and not managing, the place falls apart. See, a lot of leaders, they have the vision, they're big picture people. They're always out there with the people. They don't have any systems or processes, and no matter what comes in, it just gets frittered away. So you do need to have both. The reason I focus so much on leadership is because it's the one aspect that's normally overlooked. Normally, as we come up in our positions, we have far much more training in the stuff part of the job than, how do you create a vision? How do you hold people accountable? How do you recruit? How do you interview? How do you learn how to motivate people and give the proper sort of feedback? See, we usually don't have enough training in that aspect. And so what happens? We overmanage and we underlead. I don't want you to fall into that trap. You're not going to be happy, your people aren't going to be happy, and you'll never reach your potential. But your biggest vulnerability, just like mine, is the one we're unaware of. And so I want to make you more aware of the difference between these two skill sets. And again, you need them both. You need a good, well-rounded approach. I just don't want you to get too far slanted in one over the other. In fact, think about it this way. Management without leadership means you won't be able to grow what you keep. Leadership without management means you can't keep what you grow. You see, you need both. But you need to lead well on a daily basis. In fact,